I really feel like we are in probably the most tumultuous time in video game history. As someone who grew up in the late 80s and early 90s and was playing games since then, yes, my knees sound like Rice Krispie treats when I stand up and or sit down. It's no good. We are literally witnessing as many of the big players in the gaming space are doing one of two specific things. Either A, they're doubling down on their own audience, raising prices on them, and also trying to coerce them with exclusive titles, while at the same time trying to milk them and monetize them over and over again. On the other hand, we have companies like Valve, who are now branching out of just the PC space and putting their OS and their operating system to actual practical use, literally pushing the entire gaming industry in a completely new direction and providing that Linux can be a functional way to play video games, while at the same time releasing their own hardware. And don't worry, the review for this is coming out pretty soon. I like it a lot, but there are some things to talk about. And finally, we have Xbox, a brand and a company that has gone through massive amount of changes in a very short amount of time. After Phil Spencer retiring, Sarah Bond being let go, and everything else happening in between, Asha Sharma has stepped in, and things have been looking, in my opinion, to be in a positive direction. But you see, Xbox is doing more than just trying to go ahead and compete in the console wars. I honestly feel like that kind of thing is pretty rote and passé. I would dare say even childish, if you ask me. And they're looking into what's going to be happening with their platform instead, trying to gain more of a foothold on the PC marketplace with their Xbox PC app, lowering the price of Game Pass, and doing far more for the actual consumer in a very short amount of time by offering them brand new badges for gamer scores and small little updates that make the console and the ecosystem feel like something people can actually enjoy and be a part of. But it looks like Xbox is going to be doing even more, and this is where things are going to get wild. Because according to Hazardor Gaming on Twitter saying this, Xbox will, quote, see more change now than in the previous 25 years, says ID at Xbox director Guy Richards. We believe there's going to be more change happening in the next couple of years than the 25 years that got us here. He also teased something for summer. To me, this honestly feels that Xbox is going to do the one thing I never thought they actually would finally get back to doing: competing. And no, not by the way you think I mean. You see, Xbox has been doing a lot of things lately that are in fact for the user, and if they keep moving in this space and even taking page out of Valve's playbook, you could be seeing a vastly different Microsoft and an incredibly different Xbox than what we've seen for the past two console generations, and that would be a great thing overall. I would love nothing more than to have the Blades UI or something similar to that in fact come back, and I feel like what Xbox has in fact lost is their edge, not being able to go around and be the dude bro shooter box anymore. And if anything that's been happening recently is a good indicator to go by, it looks like Asha Sharma may in fact be putting people in the right direction. But let's see what happened in the article and find out what could be changing next. With the article from Games Radar saying this: more change? It already feels like Xbox is going out and getting a new wardrobe every day. Only 3 months have passed since new Xbox CEO Asha Sharma replaced veteran Phil Spencer, but the company has been busy with a rebrand in swapping its name back to Xbox from Microsoft Gaming, another rebrand to make that, quote, Xbox appear in all caps, and several leadership shuffles. But while he doesn't get into specifics, Richards says of the video game industry during a talk Games Radar Plus attended at the Digital Dragons conference in 2026, we believe we're going to see more change happening in the next couple of years than the 25 years that got us here. As for what that means for Xbox specifically, the director explains that Xbox is planning, quote, a lot throughout the year to celebrate its 25th anniversary, with the first Xbox console dating back to November 2001. So far, we know the company is preparing some pageantry for its in-person FanFest community event, which it'll take on an international tour this year. Xbox has also announced plans for its next generation console, Project Helix, for which it intends to ship out dev kits at the start of 2027, but Richard says Xbox hasn't revealed all of its summer plans yet. Richards gestures at this during his talk, saying, if you think about what's going on in the industry in terms of how player behavior is shifting, players are playing across different devices. They're accessing games in different ways. Free-to-play, premium, subscription, business models are all changing. And personally, I think Richards is actually correct. I play across a lot of different devices. I play on my PC, I play on my Steam Deck, I play on my ROG Ally X. Hell, I even go ahead and emulate quite a few games as well. And the thing is, I'm not wanting to be tied down to one specific storefront or one specific ecosystem. If a game is not on Steam, I'll buy it on GOG. If it's not on GOG, then I'll find another way to download it and play it myself. I do not want to be tied down to an online service consistently raising its price on me to access the internet I've already paid for. And Xbox has been doing a lot of great things already with that. Removing Call of Duty, the main catalyst of what was happening with increasing the price of Game Pass in the first place, and then reducing its price to $23. Personally, I would have liked to see it back down to $20, where it should have been in my opinion. But hey, I'll take a win where there's some kind of win. I'd rather get a discount on a service than a price increase overall. And to make things even possibly better, the massive rumors going around that not only is Xbox working on Project Helix to be more PC-like, or in fact a PC console hybrid, which makes it a PC by the way, just letting that out there for you guys, but also in the sense that Xbox will be adding what's called an Xbox mode for PC gamers. Not the Xbox game mode. Think of it like being able to actually access your digital library from your previous consoles onto the PC platform. And that would be incredibly cool, not having to worry about emulating something, not having to go out and re-buy it on Steam if it's never been there, or just having a bunch of titles that were simply lost to time. A totally new place to play, a new way to play, and being able to access your game library no matter the device that you're actually on. And that is incredibly cool. But it looks like Xbox may not be done yet. And it looks like Asha Sharma's Hear You is the massive catalyst that's been ringing through every single hall at Xbox. With Insider Gaming saying this, Xbox player voices reveal desire for more exclusives. Okay, look, let's talk about what's going on here. Apparently, Xbox launched Xbox Voices, where players can go in and let Xbox know exactly the kind of changes they in fact want. When Asha Sharma said "hear you," that's literally what she meant. She wants to hear exactly what their audience wants out of that actual platform. And clearly, in my opinion, it's going to be a hot take, by the way, get ready for it. I don't think a lot of the users that are actually in this poll truly understand what they are asking for. But you know what? Let's look at the article and all the voice changes and see what happened. With the article saying this, Xbox Player Voice was revealed yesterday as a brand new and simplified way for fans to share feedback directly with the platform. And the first wave of responses is already painting a clear picture of what players want most. Sitting firmly at the top of the forum is one major request: exclusives. One highly upvoted post is pleading with Xbox to bring back true console exclusives, and with more than 6,000 upvotes at the time of writing, it's clear a large portion of the community wants first-party titles to remain tied to the Xbox ecosystem. With titles like Halo Campaign Evolved and Forza Horizon 6 heading to direct rivals PlayStation later this year, Microsoft appears committed to its multi-platform strategy. However, seeing such a strong and transparent response from fans could potentially spark further discussion around the future of Xbox exclusivity. All right, look, anybody who's watched this channel longer than a day knows my stance about exclusives. I don't like them. I feel that they are incredibly anti-consumer, and the only reason people in fact use them is to have stupid list wars on Twitter. My game got a 90 on Metacritic, your game got an 89, therefore your console is garbage. No, listen, we're not doing that. Most of us are in our late 30s, early 40s. It's time to put away the playground antics, and many people are in fact already deep into their own ecosystems or platforms where they want to play video games. Look at things like Forza Horizon 5. That game alone sold 5 million units. A multi-year-old game sold 5 million units on the PlayStation 5 platform. If exclusivity was such a big actual driver, why didn't we see a 5 million unit sales bump of consoles when Forza Horizon 5 came out on the first place? Ooh. It really makes you think now, doesn't it? But you know what? Let's stop right here. Hold on. Don't type your comment just yet. Let's see what actually happened in that thread and what people are in fact saying. With the main post that people were talking about saying this: exclusives, in all capital letters. Xbox was built off of great game exclusives. You cannot sell any consoles without a reason to buy the console compared to your competition, or even sending your tentpole games over to your competitor. Bring them back, please! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. 10,000 upvotes. Now look, reading that post, yeah, it almost reads like it was a 13-year-old kid crying about exclusives while writing in a letter to Next Gen magazine or on a forum post for Antagonist Gaming on America Online. Oof, I might have brought back some core memories for you guys about that one. But the thing is this, exclusivity is not going to bring people to Xbox. I'm sorry, it really isn't. A great example about this is basically Forza Horizon 6. With Dexerto tweeting this: Forza Horizon 6 has hit over 270,000 concurrent Steam players on its first full day of release. That's right, over 250,000 users just on Steam alone are online right now playing Forza Horizon 6. Imagine if that game was exclusive simply to Xbox. That is over 260,000 sales that Xbox would have never had in the first place. And clearly, the only thing that matters to companies at the end of the line is that bottom dollar and whether or not they're making more money. I hate to break it to you. They do not care about whether or not you're happy about a game being non-exclusive. They care about the fact that they are making money. And sure, you can say, well, PlayStation is removing games from the PC platform. Well, you know what? They're still not going to get more sales because PC gamers are never going to buy a PS5 in the first place. They were just trying to get more money out of the back end. And I hate to break it to you on top of this as well. A game being on PC does not mean it's part of the same ecosystem as it is for Xbox, even though some people may say, well, Alex, Xbox and Windows are the same thing. Therefore, it's the same platform. Aha! Contraire, mon frère! Forza Horizon 6 also works on SteamOS and Linux. Clearly, I don't need to have Windows to enjoy that video game. I don't have to be part of that ecosystem to play that game. And Xbox is doing everything they can to make as much money and provide more games to more players. We saw that happen earlier in this article as well. They're going to meet players where they are across any device whatsoever. And that's not a bad thing, mind you. It may be bad on Twitter, where idiotic 40 to 50-year-old grown adult men celebrate exclusives as if it's some coming of Jesus Christ. But the difference is this: they don't play video games. They play Twitter. And if you want an even more dramatic example as to why exclusives in fact don't work, take a look at this. Noble on Twitter says Epic Games and CI Games have ended their publishing agreement for Lords of the Fallen 2. Think about it from that perspective. Lords of the Fallen 2 was going to be exclusive to the Epic Games Store, just like Alan Wake 2 was, just like many other games were, where Epic Games walked around and handed a bag of money to every other major publisher, trying to lock that game onto their storefront, trying to coerce users away from Steam and Valve onto their storefront as well. And what happened? Nothing. It all flopped. It all failed. People went in, got their free game, logged out of the Epic Games Store, and went right back to Steam. Hell, it got even so bad that Dave Oshry even admitted that when a game goes free on the Epic Games Store, people would rather see it free there, close the Epic Games Store, and buy it for a discount on Steam instead. Exclusivity does not bring users to your platform anymore. It's not the 80s, it's not the 90s, it's not the early 2000s. You have to do more. You have to be better. You have to provide better user experience. You have to listen to your actual audience. You have to go around and provide a better reason to buy your product on that platform, on that storefront, far more than just, we have this game, you can't play it anywhere else. People will simply say, great, I just won't play it. There is too limited amount of time, too limited amount of money for people to walk around and buy multiple consoles, multiple platforms, go to multiple storefronts, and deal with multiple pieces of bullshit. They would rather go through and go to the one place they've always been putting their money into, or where they get treated properly by the actual company as a user, not as a literal number. And that is on the PC platform, by the way, an open platform where the only thing Epic requires you to do is to download a program and use an email to log in. Hell, we didn't even want to log in to PSN when it got attached to Helldivers 2 on Steam. And you think PC gamers are going to go out and buy a console? Honey, you've got a big storm coming. And even with all those examples, things like the Wii U, things like Forza Horizon 6, things like Linux and SteamOS, Xbox has to do more. And I understand people want exclusivity to brag on Twitter about it, but clearly that's not a true indicator of what is actually happening in the gaming space right now. If it was, Xbox would have been at the very top, and people would have been buying Xboxes all across every single generation. But that never happened now, did it? But I will say this, even though exclusivity has been up there, it looks like Xbox and many of its users are looking at far better options of ways to bring people back to that platform. Let's check it out and see what they had to say. Liam Round says this, backwards compatible. Really would love for Xbox to start focusing on backwards compatible games again. 7,773 upvotes. Chris L says this, make online multiplayer free to access. Online multiplayer availability for all games across all generations of Xbox should be free, and all the features of Game Pass into one subscription model for like $10, like Xbox Gold back in the day, with 7,676 upvotes. With Lewis H saying this, Xbox Game Pass family plan. A family plan for households with 3 or more consoles would be amazing, over 4,000 upvotes. With Chris Wright saying this, allow disc-based games with Project Helix. There have been reports of a potential disc-to-digital entitlement program in Windows Central claimed Positron. I would like to use this forum to show Microsoft that there is still a demand for physical games, and this should always remain an option in the very least. Over 3,500 upvotes. Now look, those are fantastic ideas, and some of them are in fact great. Backwards compatibility would be a great idea overall, bringing that back and putting those games onto the PC platform. Xbox stated they wanted to increase PC users and pull people away from Steam. You want to know a great way to do it? That's one way of making me open up the Xbox PC app altogether. They've been making some honestly great waves so far, but again, I feel like exclusivity is not going to be the true catalyst of bringing people back to this platform. And what I think is happening is truly confirmation bias. Basically, this picture right here. Yeah, that's literally what everybody is thinking about exclusivity, as if it's going to drive people back to that space, when in reality, it's not. Everyone has already put all their digital libraries on display. Everybody's already invested themselves, by the way, in quotes, because these are games, not investments. They don't return any money back to you. It's not the S&P 500, by the way, into a platform that they're already a part of. And you can look at any single month across Circana and see that the most played games aren't even exclusives. They're all third-party AAA live service games that everybody plays. If it's not Call of Duty, it's FIFA. If it's not FIFA, then it's Madden. If it's not Madden, it's GTA 5, soon to be GTA 6. If it's not GTA 6, then it's Marvel Rivals, the Goon game. Yeah, it's Rogue and Emma Frost look amazing in that game, by the way. Jesus. But the thing is, for me, in my opinion, Xbox has to do a lot of things very quickly to bring people back to that ecosystem, whether it's on the console space or even on the PC space to open the Xbox PC app. They have to do all the things right for its users, and taking pages, chapters, entire sections out of Valve's playbook is going to be the right case overall. Readjusting their refund policy, making it more in line with Valve's, or hell, even better. How about this one, for instance? Lowering the price of their consoles, making the Series S $199 and the Series X $399 would be the biggest slap in the face to PlayStation after they just increased the prices of their systems to $650 and $900. That would be massive overall. Removing the multiplayer online paywall, especially if the PlayStation just raised the price of PSN. Literally doing the exact opposite of what PlayStation is doing is going to be the right way of moving in that direction, because now what you don't have are exclusives. What you have are two completely different types of content and two completely different types of users in one specific space, all separated by whether or not they're going to be accepting of that company trying to screw them over and over again. And PlayStation has been king of doing that this generation. Imagine if Xbox dropped those prices, dropped the prices of their games back to $60 and not $70. Imagine if they saved you money. Imagine if they brought Game Pass down back to $19.99 or even $10 as well, made online free, gave you the family plan, and then put everything all together in one nice little cheap affordable package for their console in the first place. That is what people actually need. Not exclusivity, not content locked away behind a plastic box, and certainly not console warring in the year 2026. But you know what? I want to hear what you guys got to say about this in the comment section down below. Do you truly think exclusives, in fact, are the big catalyst for making people buy a console? Or do you think, like me, where nobody's going to do it anyways and they're just going to wait it out or emulate it again in the future on their preferred platform? I want to hear what you guys got to say. And speaking about what you got to say, here's the comment of the day from yesterday's video, with Drakenguis saying this: I miss buying a complete game on a disc and being able to play it without the corporation looking over my shoulder via the internet and trying to sell me extra crap. Drakenguis, yeah, I'm exactly in the same boat as you. I would prefer to have everything physical if possible. On PC, I can crack it, I can download it, I can get an offline version if I really wanted to and own the digital copy. On console, you guys are pretty much stuck. So yeah, putting the full game on the disc is exactly a good way of giving you guys proper ownership of the games that you in fact bought, and would be great if Xbox did this again. But as always, if you guys want to see more content like this, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, and live streams, subscribe to the channel. If you want Discord access or emotes during those live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. Look, if you don't want to spend the buck, don't even sweat it. Come on down Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, live right here on the channel as I wear a banana suit and get insulted with text-to-speech. It's actually insane. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. It's like Sábado Gigante for my Latin folk. Every Saturday night, live, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel. Oh, do you want even more of me? Check out @Oh No It's Alex Gaming. New videos about specific games, game reviews, or even just talking about what the gaming industry is doing. On top of that, happens every single Monday with a brand new upload and daily gaming live streams. Right now, we're finishing Mouse PI for Hire and then jumping right into Elden Ring before Batman comes out on Friday. Check it out as well if you want to see that. Link to that channel is in the description down below. With all that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you Gooners next time. Peace!